this year so far, this is the beginning of November, and collectively we've met with over 500 people across the state. And that's 500 times where there was an exercise in humility and an opportunity that people saw for growth and for change for the better.
DMH Way presents. Chat GCG, a DMH Way podcast. All right, so welcome to Chat GCG, and we are back for season 2. Hopefully you have stuck with us through all of our episodes with the various folks from DMH. So we are here to have a little roundtable discussion. So we got the crew with us. I'm Dyshawn Knox, DMH Way supervisor. Let's just go around and introduce ourselves.
Rod Cowan, DMH Way facilitator.
Evan Kimker, DMH Way supervisory specialist.
Jason Janan, DMH Way facilitator.
Jasmine Pegues, Jazz, supervisory specialist with DMH Way.
Favorite holiday drink, favorite holiday dessert. My favorite holiday drink is going to be something from Starbucks with some peppermint. No, there's a pistachio one. And my favorite dessert is sweet potato pie. Fight me. Random order, popcorn.
HR appropriate, Evan.
Okay.
I didn't even see those wheels.
There you go.
I needed the clarification. Favorite holiday drink? Same thing as year-round, black coffee.
Okay.
Nothing hits like black coffee in the morning on a cold morning. And then dessert, I am a fiend for some pecan pie.
God
Love it.
bless you. It's so sweet.
It's so good. And it with that
so
black
good.
cup of coffee.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just stir your coffee.
Little
with
sweet,
pecan
little
pie.
bitter. No.
Nice.
Not quite. No. But yeah, that's it. That's the combo.
All right.
See, mine's is a cold brew, man, from Starbucks. I love that cold brew, iced coffee. It's really good. And pecan pie is my favorite.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't do much of the holidays, like the peppermint drinks and those things. I'm just
That
But
makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
In true fashion for me, I'm going to have a split between. So fresh homemade cinnamon rolls
Ooh.
hit every time,
Nice.
but also pecan pie if I'm going to a family function. And then drink wise, it's a split between hot cocoa with extra marshmallows and that iced pecan caramel oat milk latte that Starbucks has. Top tier. Yeah.
Swiss Miss hot chocolate with marshmallows in it, made with milk and not water. Because if you use water, you're a fiend. That's just not right. And then chocolate chip cookies, but the chocolate chip cookies have to be so thin that the chocolate chips stick out of them.
Okay.
Like almost crispy, but still kind of soft. Yeah. And then follow that with a bottle of Tums. And that's my holiday dessert. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's dive in. So we're gonna do a little bit of recapping from 2025. So we're gonna talk about ways that we feel like we grew over this past year. So hopefully everybody's ready for that. We're gonna talk about contributions from our facilities and goals that we've got for 2026. So who wants to talk about how you feel like you grew this past year?
So I think I grew in different ways, just with my team, of course, all the contributions that you guys have contributed to the team and different outlook, different ideas that you guys have facilitated throughout the entire year. I feel like I've been, kind of like a sponge, absorbing those things and being able to put those into practice has been major and massive for me, as well as just learning our entire organization, the framework of our organization, how the organization runs, and navigating people in general. So, yeah.
Nice. That's good. Appreciate that, Jay.
Thanks.
I'll go. So I think I probably can narrow it down to two ways that that I would say I've grown. The first is facilitation. I think even last year I hadn't quite come into my own, and over the course of this year, I've gotten pretty comfortable doing it. So I would say that has improved for me. And then the second being, I think I've just gotten a lot better at my craft of one-on-one consultation. And the audience might disagree, but the more people I've talked to, the more reps I've had, the more I understand people and the dynamics that play in the department. I think the better I am suited to actually assess a situation and be able to maybe provide some value to somebody. So I think those two things.
Yeah.
I'll hop in. I think for me, too, it's been facilitation, but it's been more growing in its facilitation, not presentation. So while we have our DMH Way facilitator guide, and those are the beats we have to stick to, every single group that we present to is different. So going and learning that I go where they want to go and where they need to go versus sticking to my script and I have to do this, just being very fluid. And I think that's where I've grown, being able to do that and just hop in and out.
Yeah. So you're saying you're serving it up fresh every time you step in front of
1,000. No, trying, just serving people and facilitate, talking with people, not at people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, see, I call that connection over perfection.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like
Connection
that.
over perfection.
Hold on now. Everybody don't understand that. We can't just throw the buzzwords out. Tell them. Connection over perfection.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal for facilitation is to connect with your audience to meet them where they're at. So that's connection. So as we have our strip, like you said, we have our DMH Way facilitation guy. Whenever we're connecting, we kind of put that at the side and then focus exactly on what the issue is right now and how we can address this right now.
Yeah.
At the same time, still using the tools, but navigating in real time.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome. Y'all hear that, folks? See, we trying to connect with people. Make sure this ain't just handing people books and manuals and skill up sheets. We trying to keep it real and relevant.
Absolutely. I would say the same. Thank you, Jason. The connection over perfection. So really dedicating time this year to sit back, connect, and see, where locations and the different people I work with need me to help facilitate them to go, versus looking at it as, a systemic issue and like, okay, well, let's fix this, and this now. And that feeds directly into the main area of growth I found this year for myself was skills transfer. So being able to transfer the skill to those that I work with, leadership wise, supervisory wise, even leaders in development, transfer the skill to be able to recognize the need, the tells for the different things that we offer and being able to implement them themselves. So that when I walk out the door, they are left equipped to be able to manage and prevent the replication of the same issues over and over again themselves versus me coming in and connecting with their people and doing it for them. So that was a really big eye-opening growth area for me this year was let me leave you equipped to be able to do this for yourself. Call me when there's another thing that you're not equipped to work with, and I'm going to help there too. But you're going to do it.
That's
so
awesome.
That's pretty good.
Have they been calling you back?
Yeah, actually, phones been blowing up, but for different things. Okay, how do we implement this here? What do you think about this? And so that's also like a little bit of a growth area I've seen in the relationship. The connection piece is I'm starting to feel like I'm being seen more as a trusted advisor to tap into than just a vendor of a service. And we talked about that being our journey. And I've really started to see that come into fruition this year where people are recommending me or people are reaching out independently and investing time in development. So that's really awesome to see that transition happening.
That's awesome. That's one thing I want to, when I look at you and Evan, I'm like, I still need to be like y'all where people are calling me to come out and do this stuff. So y'all are doing a doggone thing. I love that.
Thank you.
I'll say for me, my biggest growth, Jazz just mentioned skills transfer. I feel like I've been working with ambassadors, and before I felt like I was just holding ambassador meetings to be holding the meetings, and we would talk about the skill, and that was it. And I think this year I've really gotten to a point where I'm like, all right, I want to challenge you all to not just sit in a meeting and listen to me talk, but this is the skill. Now, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do about it? Are we going to schedule a skill up? Even if you don't feel comfortable leading it, I might lead it, but I'm going to delegate different activities and responsibilities. Yeah, I'm going to do the activity, but you do the debrief questions. I'm going to do the activity. You do the explain of the skill. You pass out the sheet, something where people get a sense of buy-in, because we do not want ambassadors in name only. Ambassadors, you hear me?
Right.
We don't want ambassadors in name only.
Yes.
So yeah, growth. Okay. So what about contribution? Whose facilities are lighting it up or lit it up in 2025? Some highlights that we can.
Who's going to fight over this one? You're going to
I'm
go?
gonna throw mine out there because me and Jason share a region. We share a region, so I'm sure you guys will hit some of the other ones. But I really want to shout out SPRO, Joplin, JSO. Just phenomenal. I've seen them take some real challenges this year and marry this into their day-to-day, into how they handle challenges. Russ and Julie down there, our team with Deb Peabody and all of them. I mean, just really taking it and using it to build connection, stronger working relationships. We talk about return to office. I mean, I saw a 3x3 coming to meet you, right? Extravaganza they held, and it's all through there. And you learn just the most amazing facts. And they took, they've just taken so many pieces. I also, I'm a big fan of their heartbeat committee that they developed. And they recognized how these things truly, and this goes back to them truly making effort to marry this into everything. They recognize how all these different committees come together to really build accessibility and support for our staff and the culture. And they create a committee with spokespersons from DMH Way, CISM, all of these different groups that come together, talk about what they've got going on, the needs, the themes they're hearing, and see how they can support each other. And they make DMH Way a huge part of that. And so I shout out to Julie and Russ and the team down at SPRO and JSO. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. And I am so proud to have you in my region and see what you have done this last year.
Yeah, I'm going to go because so locations, yes, but I think about individuals too.
Okay.
So I have 3, 4, 5. I'll try to make it like an Oscar speech. I'm going to get played off here in a minute. But I think about Brittany King up at FTC.
Oh, yeah.
That's my homie.
Oh my gosh, is she phenomenal or what?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
she came through and is one of the adjuncts, and she worked at NEO and getting that down and getting certified in it. And the way she presents herself and the way she connects with people, unmatched, absolutely incredible. She's standing in front of a room of 50 people and their eyes are on her.
Wow.
And they're just on every word she says, and they're right there with her. And it's not about her presenting, it's about what they walk away with. And every person in that room walked away with something every time. So it was really cool. And then I think about Nevada. So I have, we have Savannah Hampton, Mike Brown, Casey Murphy, Linda Houston. Incredible people.
Yes.
When we talk about the DMH way and being real and relevant and genuine and authentic, those 4 people will give each other feedback and honest feedback so they actually grow from it. They don't hold it against each other. And every one of them has seen movement in their careers. They're certified in the DMH way. They're certified in CAP, and they just keep strengthening each other and working together as a team. They've been incredible. And it's energizing, and it's a learning experience for me every time I get to go there.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
yeah, very awesome.
So, man, that's a hard question because I feel like, a lot of our facility are doing phenomenal. However, I would say a huge shout out to Northwest Community Service. I think from the beginning of this year to where we're at, there has been phenomenal engagement at Northwest Community Service with their ambassadors, with their adjuncts. There's just been phenomenal growth. They were thinking about, hey, how can we incorporate this in every aspect of how we're running our day to day, from our front line to our, upper management. How can we be involved? How can we help develop or build our environment where we actually how we want it? And I see that in that day to day, their ambassadors are conducting skill ups. They are asking their front line to see, hey, how can we help you? And contacting Jazz and I, say, hey, how can they be better so they can help their folks? And I think that's phenomenal. I think that's what the DMH way is actually. That's the DMH way.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So I would say
Nice.
So mine's a little bit of a cop out because I'm not going to say one location.
Okay.
I'm just not going to do it. And there's a reason, and it's because I've seen a significant increase in engagement at Fulton State Hospital, at Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center, and here in central office. All three locations have had, like I said, substantial increases in engagement from people at all levels. Um, and there's been increases across the state too, but I'm seeing time and time again, people at all levels of these facilities, these locations, exercising humility, being willing to talk about what's going on in an effort to find solutions and make things better. And it's amazing to see them actually follow through on this. It's amazing to see everyone actually buy in and believe that we can create the culture that we want in the DMH way, and that's spreading. And this year so far, this is the beginning of November, and collectively we've met with over 500 people across the state, and that's 500 times where there was an exercise in humility and an opportunity that people saw for growth and for change for the better. So I can't say one location.
Okay. All right.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna say a few locations just because as I was thinking about it, I had one in mind. I'm like, I gotta talk about some of the other ones. So of course, hometown Bell Fountain. I have a couple ambassadors that have really stepped up during skill ups. Ian Wallach, Candace Jones have helped not just pass stuff out, but like they have helped facilitate stuff during skill ups. South County, my ambassadors there have really stepped up. And I'll say the UM down there, Shanique Clark has been like saying, we want to do skill ups with our leadership. Like it's been almost monthly basis. And so that's been plenty of opportunities for those ambassadors to get reps in, to come out. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do something. You pass this out. You do whatever it is, So they've been jumping in and not just sitting around. But then props, the facility I was thinking about initially is FTC. They have a program called East Region Leadership Program. And it is basically they've developed Leadership Academy for their 3 facilities. So FTC North, South, and Hawthorne. And so they're working with the upper management administration group to build out this program. So I think we started back in April. And so they're building it out for the people who can't go to Leadership Academy in Jeff City on a monthly basis and want to have those development opportunities. So basically they're doing like a year-long skills transfer process. And they built out this curriculum. Katie Thuman, new CEO, Terry Yates, quality manager. Like they built this out and they're working with, okay, now how do we make this sustainable? So just the fact that they had the vision, are executing, and are trying to make it where it's long term is super amazing to me. Like sometimes we get ideas and we just let it fizzle, but the fact that people are trying to make it work, I think is awesome. So yeah, people are holding it down.
And I also want to give a shout out to CBM. They're doing their thing as well.
Yes.
HHC, they're doing their thing. They're coming along, and we're starting to see this culture appreciates in those locations as well. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
They definitely have vision for growth and what they want to do. And so I'm really excited to see how they develop even further their programs and their collaboration with us as we move into the new year, because those are 2 sites to keep your eyes on.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
great
awesome.
things, great things.
Yeah. So as we're launching into 2026, let's think about goals for 2026. So for me, I think about, I've got a couple sites with brand new ambassadors. So FTC South has just gotten 2 new ambassadors for me. And St. Charles has gotten a new ambassador and a new adjunct trainer. And so just trying to get some traction and momentum of the DMH Way there is a goal for me as I manage my ambassadors. But then also for me, we always talk about energy and stuff. And so leaning into some of my stuff with the Mondays is something that I really want to be better about, our project management, and saying, okay, not just doing the meetings, which I love doing, and not just doing the podcast, which I love doing, but saying like, okay, what are the important things for me and my role on the team, and making sure that putting those into Monday so I can be held accountable, following through, and then knock them off, ticking them off so that we can say we've done this many one-on-ones, or we've done this many skill ups, or we've done this many team consults and reached this many people, so that people know the impact we're having. So that's my thing. What about y'all? Goals for 2026?
I think my goals for 2026 would be to continue on the path that we are with all our adjuncts across the state with the development path. So this year we all focus on the DMH Way overview in NEO. So next year, the goal is for us to start to move a little bit further and get more in tune and be a subject matter experts in a different tool, so we can start to work from the inside out and actually their facilities see them as resources, and they can create that ownership for within the DMH Way. And personally, I think the 4Ds, man. Just to get more proficient in the 4Ds. And so.
Nice. Okay.
I'll go. Towards the end, as we enter the Burr months, I've had an uptick of teams reach out, which I think go along with what I said earlier about starting to see me more as a trusted advisor than just a vendor of services. And so I want to build upon that. I want to develop, one of my goals is to develop almost a structure, a template. We talk about our desk manual. And I want to develop on that and really get in and start writing out these documents on the best practices that I'm having when interviewing these teams, or considering what services are best met for them, first steps and next steps, that type of thing. So I really want to start kind of honing in that as that influx starts to happen, and then also developing those team plans. So the plans of action, how many times am I going to be coming to see you guys? How many consultations are we going to do? What's the cadence, right? So I can start building relationships that are ongoing, and have follow up and follow through with those teams. So that's my big lofty goal.
That's awesome. That when you said desk manual, I almost had to bleep you out because that's another one of them stuff things.
Yes, a stuff thing.
Yeah. I guess we gotta leave some continuity for folks. I like making it pretty, but sometimes it's like actually putting the information in there.
Yes.
That part.
Tedious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I find it helpful. Like I have my notes, I have my little best practices, my meeting guides that I've developed and used, but I just find it helpful to have kind of those beats of what are the best practice questions that I'm asking. Because, when I talk to everybody, I get 5x7s, right? I'm sure you guys can relate to this. We talk to so many people. You take each 5x7, you start to get like a high level blurry picture, Picasso, if you will, of like what's going on, what the themes are, who all needs to be involved. But sometimes, asking the right question I found, or the right questions, has helped me to get to a root, and be able to, see things outside of, the narrow vision I might have, or what I might know. So I really want to start documenting that and making that a repetitive practice, a best practice, to ask some of these hard, questions, or these really important questions every time.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a couple and I forgot them while you were talking. I just turned into the audience there. I remember one of them, and I might remember the other along the way here. But the first is to continue the growth and development of the ambassador groups that I have in my region. They've come a long way over the course of the last year. More involved, more initiative, more skill ups, more eager to get things done, more structured in their approach. So I think the more that we can stack on top of that, develop them a little bit more, get them a little bit more comfortable in front of a group, bring a few more people in. So just build on that and take that to the next level. And then I remember the other thing. So structure integration. I think the more that we can make the DMH way, the education, the culture, the conversation part of what's happening daily at our locations, the more we can bring it in and make our processes about people too, the further we'll get, and the easier it will be on everyone, us, our ambassadors, our adjuncts, the leaders at our facilities, because we're all going to be marching to the same tune with a clear picture and vision of how we want to operate it as a department. So finding those ways to get it integrated, I think, is going to be key and maybe a lofty goal for 2026, but I think it's worthwhile effort to get that ball rolling.
I want to be a squirrel wrangler.
All right.
So I've got squirrels on my squirrels, right? So for me, it's getting everything organized. It's okay to be excited about all the things, but I need to organize all those things so it's not just floating out there, like these are great ideas, but to really to wrangle the squirrels, right? To round them up and make sense of it all. And then I think more than that is to bring everything and make it real and relevant. People come to the sessions and we have fun and we're going to be real and relevant, but people need to see how real and relevant actually applies. We can do all these things, but if they don't see it apply in their day-to-day life, it's absolutely meaningless. So coming to every facility across the state and showing people how this applies to everything that they do, not only inside DMH, but outside DMH, then you have those connections and then it becomes real. And if we can do that as a team, if I can do that as a facilitator for my adjuncts that I coach and lead, and for the people that we serve here in DMH, I think we'll see great things happen. So maybe a lofty goal, but I think it's huge, but it's not insurmountable. We can do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're not leaving the DMH way skills at the door when we leave at the end of the day?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, I feel like I agree with. I feel like that's when it becomes it takes away. We used to say this is not something else, but it was something else for a lot of us, because it maybe wasn't something that was married in yet. And so getting it married in really does make it feel like something else, right? It's not the natural. And I feel like what you're talking about there, when you see it past the doorstep of DMH and you see it as a way you just navigate conversations, you navigate the day-to-day, it just becomes a part of your character, a part of how you operate. That's when it turns into not being something else. And I think that's when we'll see this kind of really blow up too.
Yeah. It's funny you mention that because last time I was at one of our facilities and this lady stopped me and she looked at me, she said, "Do you know that every time I talk to my kids now, I tell them, tell me more." Awesome. Like I found myself saying this every time I don't understand something. And then I was like, oh, that's the DMH way. So that's exactly where, that's the rare and relevancy. And you don't really realize that you're doing it, but it just becomes part of your daily language, the way you communicate. So when she said that, I was like, that's good. It's good.
Yeah, it is.
Like I just felt that fluffiness in my body. Like, here we go.
You're feeling fluffy.
Moving the needles.
Turning Jason into a teddy bear. Whoever that lady is.
When you work on how you communicate, improve communication, and start to learn about other people and invest in relationships, it turns out that most people are pretty cool. And being curious is worthwhile. It's a value added on your life.
Yeah.
It's more fulfilling to be at work. It's it's better than putting yourself in a little silo.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
It may feel easier to do, but it's definitely not as fun.
Yeah. I feel like you two are like on the same page, like in terms of being curious and being invested and not feeling like it's just something else
Mhm.
just because sometimes people quit, right?
Mhm.
People quit, but it's like, if I'm going to be here, why not just try to put forth an effort to make the culture better?
Mhm.
Like, why am I going to be here and be miserable and be complaining and be like, well, Rod could do this and Evan could do that and Jason and Jazz. What can I do to make it better? You know? So I just feel like if we're here, let's put forth the effort. Let's put the mirror on ourselves, get some self-awareness, and take just one step. Everybody just take one step this year to try and improve your culture. You know, that's just me.
Just one step. Just
Mhm.
one.
Just one. That's all we need.
One toe in the water.
Uh-oh.
Just to warm up.
Don't have Jazz going with an alto. You know, she might hit the alto.
She ain't get to singing to us.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Mhm.
I'll say that going back to the goal thing, y'all. We talked about this earlier, and for the audience who wasn't there with us in our meeting this morning, just making sure we stay connected throughout the year is something I'm looking forward to. I think we all kind of agreed that's something we're gonna do because we are better together, and so I don't want to just. We see each other weekly on a WebEx call, but like just being able to say, Evan, what's up, man? How can I be more like you?
Say less.
Literally. Literally.
I see what you did. All right.
That was nice.
Anybody got anything else? Final thoughts, Bueller? All right.
That's it.
That's a
pretty
wrap.
awesome. That's a wrap.
See y'all.
Come on. Somebody's got something to say.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Boom. And we done. Chat GCG, a DMH Way podcast. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Scan the QR code for the DMH Way website.